bringing deer's milk to his ailing parents, young Master Tan. During China's spring and autumn period, there was a filial son in the Tan family whom people simply referred to as young Master Tan or Tanzi. When he was quite young, both his parents came down with an eye disease, and the doctors said that could only be cured by giving them deer's milk to drink. As the family was very poor, and milk back then was rare and expensive, the young lad was upset and worried that he would be unable to provide the milk that would cure his mother and father. Wandering out in the mountains, he pondered the situation but couldn't come up with a solution. Then he realized in the meadow before him was a herd of deer grazing. The does stood patiently while the spring's crop of young fawns frolicked and ran, and then returned to their mothers to nurse on milk. "That's it!" exclaimed young Master Tan. "I'll get milk from these deers." The next morning, dressed in a deer skin from head to toe, Tanzi set off for the mountain meadow, with a bucket in his hand. When the young deer ran, Tanzi ran beside them. When they grazed, he stood and grazed. When they came to the doe for milk, Tanzi nursed too. Only the milk went into his bucket, not into his stomach. When the day was over, Tanzi carefully walked back down the mountain, carrying a full bucket of milk, delighted with his success of his plan. His parents were overjoyed to have deer's milk to drink, and praised their clever, considerate, and resourceful boy. The next day, young Master Tan returned to the meadow and again played with the fawns, and again returned home at sunset with a bucket of milk. So it continued for weeks, and his parents began to recover their sight thanks to their filial son's dutiful sacrifice on the mountainside. One day, as Tanzi was playing amidst the young deer, the herd leaders suddenly bleated, picked up their white tails, and ran for the trees. The herd followed in fear, leaving Tanzi alone in the middle of the meadow. He looked towards the path and saw why the deer had fled. A fierce-looking hunter, bow in hand, stood in the shade, prepared to shoot some venison. Arrows began to zip past Tanzi's ears. Their deadly whistle much too close for comfort. The boy quickly stood up, threw back his deerskin cloak, and loudly shouted, "I'm a person, not a deer! Don't shoot!" The hunter was shocked. "Hey boy, what are you doing here in the woods? I nearly killed you. Why are you dressed up like that?" Tanzi answered, "My parents are sick and need deer's milk to drink in order to recover. I come here to milk the does, disguised as a deer." Deeply impressed, the hunter said softly, "You are certainly a rare child to go to so much trouble for your parents. But this is dangerous. If you had waited 1 minute longer to reveal your identity, I would have shot you down. Be more careful in the future." After this warning, the hunter escorted young Master Tan safely out of the forest and back home. A verse in his honor says, "His parents needed milk, their eyes to cure. He robed his body in a suit of fur." If he had failed to shout aloud, "Don't shoot," the hunter would have killed him for a deer.
The 24 filial exemplars, also translated as the 24 Paragons of Filial Piety, is a classic text of Confucian filial piety written by Yuan dynasty scholar Gu Jujing. This text was extremely influential in the medieval Far East and was used to teach Confucian moral values. Guo was not only a well-known poet, but also a renowned filial son in his own right. After his father passed away, Guo personally experienced the truth of the maxim. The tree would prefer stillness, but the wind continues to blow. The child wishes to practice filial devotion, but his parents are already gone. His deep grief prompted his search for true stories depicting the finest examples of filial respect, and selected 24 such paragons. He then penned a verse for each authentic account and told a story of the events that lead to each son or daughter's exemplary conduct. The book that resulted from his work was called The 24 Paragons of Filial Devotion.
Like, share, and subscribe if you would like more inspirational stories.